All right. Welcome. So happy you're here. I want to start with an apology that I did not learn the TikTok dance to Texas Hold'em because I really wanted to do that with you today. But that'll be a future session that I think will be really fun. So, welcome, welcome. This is an embodiment class. My name is Virginia Rosenberg. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I'm one of the instructors, creators for the Embodied Astrology course. And I'm here with my dear friend, who's my other half, for the creating of that course. Rochelle, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. So honored to be here with you. And I am the founder of Qoya Inspired Movement. And I so love this topic of the places where our love of astrology can be deepened through the exploration of embodiment and presence. And I'm also really grateful every time we get to gather. So glad we get to be together today.
Yes, I really needed it. Might cry a little bit. We'll see. While I was practice teaching, I was like, I was like, I need this so bad. So, yeah, my intention for offering this resource today is to have a tool out there that can be accessed anytime that's very practical and pragmatic for returning to our hearts.
Mm.
I feel that there's so much wisdom in the body and in the heart, and so much inner knowing and guidance exists for us there. And we're in a time sociologically and technologically where we're moving through very rapid developments, and it's primarily interfacing with the mind. And so there's all this emphasis on the mind and artificial intelligence. And let's keep coming back as we're in this technological renaissance. Let's keep coming back to also the intelligence of the heart and the
Mm.
intelligence of the body to have balance and to be able to support our human experience and to be able to foster and nurture our connection with God or spirit, whatever that is for you, whatever that's like for you. For me, the heart and body are a portal to a knowing and a type of intelligence that can never exist outside of us because it's right here, it's in here. So, this movement experience, this embodiment experience we'll go through today is something you can turn back to again and again and again as a very practical way to get in touch with your heart. Rochelle, what's your intention for this?
My intention is really to acknowledge, similar to what you were saying, the value and importance of cultivating embodied presence and honoring our lived experience as ways that we build access and trust to the heart. So, like how you were saying that you needed this, and as you were starting to practice, you were feeling tears and starting to cry. I feel that every single time I dance. And so the intention is to really bring into clarity that through our lived experience, we'll do the experiment and see if it's true for us. I know it's true for me that as we come more into our body, we are able to come more into the resonance of our hearts. And and one thing that I've found for myself is that living from the heart doesn't mean there won't be challenges, but I would rather interface with the challenges staying connected and living from my heart than the challenges of not. Mm.
So, we chose this moment
Mm.
in a very particular way. As an astrologer, I'm always tracking time and the planetary movements and what they're saying, how they're describing our collective experience of life on Earth.
Mm.
And the seed of this transit that we're under during this call will remain imprinted on the recording. You may be aware that it's been Mercury retrograde. None of my phone is not working. Like all the communication systems have been down. It's been very interesting in planning this class. But Mercury is currently retrograde. It is moving through tropical Leo along with the sun. And today is something known as a cazimi, which is when the sun and Mercury come together in the sky. So if we're looking towards the sun in the sky, we can know today that Mercury, the planet Mercury, is right there in that same area of that sky of the sky, the same direction. And whenever two planets come together, in this case, a luminary and a planet, the sun and Mercury, they plant a seed. It's like an inception point. And the sun is our creative consciousness, it's illumination. And Mercury is the messenger planet. Mercury is words, ideas, and information. So, part of the invitation is to utilize this conjunction, this Mercury and Sun coming together, to be able to really recenter our attention to our hearts and to receive any messages that are there for us. Many of us, I know for myself, during this Mercury retrograde, I've been looking at a lot of memories and rethinking things connected to love, connected to joy, connected to vitality, passion. Like, what lights me up now? How did love used to feel in my life versus how is it feeling now? And there's been a lot of review for me in this last couple months. And so now we can sort of take whatever has been coming up for you in your heart and have a moment of presence to really be able to harvest whatever wisdom is coming through for us in this moment related to some of those questions or some of that process of review that maybe you've been in. One more thing to note related to the astrology is you may be aware that we're moving through some really big changes with the outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn. They're all changing signs pretty much simultaneously and creating aspects to each other as they do it. And this is a little bit technical astrologically, but just to break it down, I really feel that we're on the precipice of a really major turning point for society. And a lot of it is technology related, which is why I brought that up in the beginning. And my personal feeling about this is that any tools or technologies that exist can be utilized in reflection with where our own consciousness is. So sometimes there can be some fear about where we're going or what's coming next because it's almost like the world we've known is falling out of existence and we don't know what's coming next. But we're not all of us are like programmers or AI developers. So that I feel like that it can feel like things are out of control. And just this reminder for me personally, and maybe this speaks to you, that the state of consciousness that I choose to exist within and to nurture and cultivate within myself is really the main thing that I have agency over. And it's the thing that the technologies will be reflecting back to us as they come more into being. So yeah, that's also my kind of ulterior motive for offering this is again a practical resource and tool to reconnect with your heart and also to come back to a place where we do have agency over our beingness, and that is not only is it all we can do, but it's actually some of the most important thing we can do as we live our life. So what about you, Rochelle? What more would you say?
In this moment, there's like a big rainstorm behind me, and and it feels like I can hear the thunder, and it makes me think of that that Uranus and Gemini part of the transit of like the surprise and just, you know, the things happening and the change. And then also Virginia and I are both our sons are both in Gemini. And so just feeling that adaptability to meet the moment, but also while the mind, my experience can compartmentalize and categorize, I feel like the heart can hold this paradox and also can there's a part of the truest aspect of the heart that can love in every direction. And so there's so many aspects to our being, but I just want to offer the faith and trust that I have in our hearts, and that as we talk about doing this in the future, to also look at all the ways we've done that in our life up to this moment, like all the challenges, all the changes that we have engaged in. Maybe there was a process with it, but ultimately have grown in love and presence and heart. And so I'm really, really grateful to also be in the place of acknowledging these skills that we're cultivating for the future. We've been cultivating our whole lives.
Yeah. So as we move into the future, we can still navigate with our heart as north on the compass. Yeah. Thank you. I'm curious if anyone here has worked with the Embodied Astrology course in the past. Yeah, I see some hands. And if so, like, how was that for you? What are your thoughts on that? How's that been for you? And feel free to unmute yourself, or you can just write in the chat about it and we'll articulate it out loud. Tawny says powerful. The Moona says love it, has it for her sun and moon signs. Leah says it opens a new channel to understand cosmic mystery and my life. I love that. So relate to that. Corey says, enjoyed it, a different way of experiencing astrology, right? A core philosophy that I hold is that we already know astrology, it's in our bones. And one of the most direct and quick ways that we can engage with the knowledge that exists within astrology is just through dancing with it and interfacing it through and with the body. Emily says, loved it when I was first learning astrology. It was the biggest gift. Feels like I learned it in my body rather than in my mind. Yeah, huge. Joy said, it's become my guide. And Kat says, allows me to access a deeper form of sight. Thank you. And for those of you who are new to this, we're going to do it today. So you'll get a taste, you'll get a sample, and please have comfortable clothes on, have some water nearby, and have enough space to feel like you can move around freely and not be self-conscious, so that you can just be unobserved if that is possible for you. Or you at least can carve out some space, even if you are being observed, where you can just turn your attention towards yourself, towards your own body, your own being, and your own heart. Rochelle, anything else that you want to share before we go into an embodied experience?
I think one of the things that I am called to share is this idea of how we retain information. And so, like when we're listening to something or reading something, but one of the highest retention levels is when we experience it and embody it. And so, also for those of us that are interested in really learning astrology, to just observe and notice if that feels true for you, that that like those testimonials of people sharing their experience of really connecting with the intuitive inner knowing in the body, and also those places where things like where the puzzle pieces click and it's like, oh, the other thing is with developing that personal relationship. So when I'm leading intention setting, I'm really going to invoke us to offer our presence to Mercury, and just to feel the opportunity to feel the relationality between these heavenly bodies, and and the energy exchange, like an infinity loop, as we offer our attention and then we also receive the energy coming back to us.
Yes, love that. We have a direct line. We have a direct
Yes.
relationship. Yeah. And is there anything else you want to share as far as just preparing
Yes.
for the embodiment portion
Yes.
and your work? Yeah.
Yes. So exactly how Virginia said was setting yourself up in a way that it doesn't matter what it looks like. So really noticing and honoring how you feel, noticing if you'd like camera on, camera off. There are times where people love to have their camera off to really go in. And then there's times where it feels like a great opportunity to express and be seen. So really navigating what's right for you. There's this idea that I often share with Qoya Inspired Movement, is that through movement, we remember our essence. And so really there's no way to do it wrong. There's no going to be where I'm going to be looking and saying like, hey Laura, great job being in your essence over there. Like that's just not that's not the approach here. The invitation is really to notice and honor the experience that you're having. So imagine there's no way to do it wrong, and the way you know that you're doing it right is that you continue to come back to yourself. And I would say the other thing feels like just an encouragement uh, to enjoy like some of the prompts. Like if there's anything you can do so it feels just a little bit better to be with your body, if there's any way to make a commitment from the beginning to approach with loving kindness, that this can be as nourishing as an experience for you as possible. Did we get started? Yeah. Okay. So the first thing is noticing where your body wants to be. You want to do this camera on, camera off. If you want to climb into bed, if you want to do this seated, or join me standing. And then an invitation to begin by invoking the healing forces of nature. So looking outside the window, like I said, for me, there's a big rainstorm where I am, noticing the nature that's around you and seeing if, and what you put your attention on, if there's some encouragement from nature about what it would be to lead from your heart, to live from your heart. So I'll be so quiet for a few moments here for you to invoke the healing forces of nature. And sometimes when we do that experience, we really receive something in our heart. So if you did, standing in that, and other times we experience our willingness to connect, standing in that, breathing, and beginning to orient to the space you're in, looking over one shoulder and the other shoulder. Looking up to the sky or ceiling, down to the floor or earth. And then breathing and moving in any way that's natural to you. cultivating a sense of embodied presence with your eyes and what you see, through your ears and what you hear, and through sensation. Noticing the sensation of your breath, the sensation of the air on your skin. And then an invitation to connect with Mercury. Mercury governing the way we think, communicate, process information. And imagine being in collaboration with the nature around you, in collaboration with Mercury. As you begin to set an intention for this class, noticing what's coming from your heart that you want to dance with and for today. Once you have that intention, repeating it to yourself a few times. And then planting that intention like a seed into your heart, holding your hands there, and as your heart pumps blood to each part of your body, imagine your heart also supporting the sharing of this frequency, the vibration of your intention, what it feels like. And offering your intention to be supported by this physical space you're in, by the nature around you, by the circle of us. And the last time today I'm dancing for, imagine sending it to that Mercury Kazini, or anywhere else you intuitively sense it needs to go. Next invitation is to do a practice called circling. And it's really about meeting the experience of each part of your body, beginning with the head, right ear to the right shoulder, chin to the chest, left ear to the left shoulder, coming up to the center. But also meeting each part of your experience with your heart. Mercury right now is in Leo. It's in retrograde.
Or do you feel the same?
Honoring this opportunity to reflect
easier on you now?
And to reconnect.
You got someone to
Switching directions with your head and neck.
You say one love, one life, when it's one me in the night. One love, we get to share it. Leave you, baby, if you don't care for it.
Bringing the next circle into your shoulders. It doesn't matter what it looks like, letting the focus be on how it feels to gently open your body at the pace of what feels right to you. Adding elbows.
Have you come here for forgiveness? Have you come to raise the dead? Have you come here to play?
And from your heart, an invitation to reach through your fingertips, full arm circle. Imagine clearing space to lead from the heart.
Tonight, to drag the past out into the light.
Imagine clearing space for the intention you set.
But we're not the same. We get to carry each other.
Inviting your heart to lead the next circle.
You see, love is a tempo. Love
imagining spiraling into the center of your heart.
Ask me to enter, but then you make me
And when you're ready, switching directions, spiraling from your heart back out.
to what you got, when all you got is hurt. One love,
Spiraling the next circle down into your hips.
one life, you gotta do what you should. One life with each other.
Switching directions. Is there anything you can do so it feels a little bit better to be with your body?
Not the same. We get to carry each other.
Moving in any way that feels natural to you.
One life, we get to carry each other.
Bring yourself a breath. To be with the experience you're having right now, not 5 minutes ago, but just a breath to be right here, right now. And whatever's here, are you willing to open your heart to it? And if so, making that gesture with your body, breathing, stretching, opening the front of your heart as much as feels honest to you.
May our hearts be open.
Breathing, stretching, opening the back of your heart.
May our hearts
As we do this again, an invitation to really infuse the movement with meaning.
May our hearts be open.
So the movement becomes an expression of your willingness to open your heart, to lead, let your heart lead you.
May our hearts be open.
As you open the back of your heart, this is also for myself, I feel the willingness for any parts that are unconscious that want to come up to consciousness, the things that I can't always see, to open my heart to those.
May our hearts be open.
So as we're in this Leo sun season, an invitation to feel any of those calls of the heart that are present for you. Any of that courage to love, any of that loyalty, any of the creative expressions of your heart. And then as you hear the beat of the music, to meet it with the beat of your heart, and an invitation to imagine expressing, embodying that dance that you're dancing right now in Leo season, and also in all the seasons of cultivating our heart's presence. It doesn't matter what it looks like, let it all be about how it feels, feeling connection to your heart, connection to the music, honoring our inner connection. And then following the heart to the 4 directions, front, side, back, side. Going a little faster or however you hear the music. as starting to go the other way, front, other side, back side, slowing down, and acknowledging all the times, places you have had your heart lead you. Just acknowledging all that lived experience, going a little faster, or however you hear it. As you go in these different directions, honor all the places, all the ways you've let your heart lead you. And then coming back to the center, breathing into your heart, feeling your heart. And for the rest of the song, an opportunity to practice letting the heart lead you right here, right now. You're just experimenting, noticing what it feels like. One of the things for me, I love when I come into the place of heart, is feeling this relationality. So maybe your eyes are on something in your space, maybe there's a sensation in your body, a thought you're thinking, an invitation to let your heart lead you as you relate with that. Dancing, what it feels like to lead with your heart in the direction of this relationship where your attention is. An invitation to come back to your heart with your breath, with your hands. And then imagine releasing any need to narrate, any need to choreograph, simply offering your heart the space to lead. Imagining the body following and the heart having space here to lead. Offering yourself a deep breath. And just noticing how your heart felt to have a song, to be able to honor, to explore, to dance with. And passing it over to Virginia now.
So something that I've been noticing as Mercury has been retrograde in Leo is places where my heart feels stuck, places where my heart feels afraid to open, afraid to love, afraid to be loved. And now that we've created some space to open the heart and let the heart move, we're going to do some shaking in order to further activate and go deeper into opening so that our heart can express. So putting your hands out in front of you, go ahead and shake one hand, and I'll tell you a little story. There once was a gazelle running through the grasslands, and suddenly out of nowhere came a lion. The lion was chasing the gazelle, and she ran and she ran and she ran, and she was able to get away. And as soon as she got away, something she did to help herself was she shook through her entire body from toe to head and head to toe. And then she moved on, happy. So go ahead and stop shaking your hand and just notice how that shaken hand feels. And if you'd like, you can share in the chat what a physical sensation is, something you're noticing in the shaken hand compared to the unshaken hand. I feel vibration and a vibrancy in my shaken hand. And if you don't want to put it in the chat, you can just note to yourself that feeling. And we're going to go ahead and put this feeling into the entire body from toe to head and head to toe, and I'll guide us through as we shake, shake, shake to release anything that might be in the way between you and your heart, so that we're making space to live from our hearts. Go ahead and stand on your left foot. Maybe you take hold of a wall or a chair for support and shake your right leg. Shaking anything you don't need to hold on to anymore from your heart down all the way through that leg. Breathing as you change other sides. Both legs shake, feet down, maybe lift the heels, bend the knees. Anything stuck, anything that's holding on, just give it to the earth. You can stay here or you can catch some air under your feet. Breathe into it. Stay lifted or come onto the floor on your back, shaking your legs in the air. And just have fun. Letting go can be fun. Breathing, coming back up. Shake your booty. Wag your tail like a happy puppy. Belly shake. Shake into the heart. Anything you don't need anymore, anything that doesn't serve you, just shake it out. Shoulder shimmy. Shoulders lift and drop. It's like water falling off your back in the shower. For the rest of this song, shake your whole body. Opening up a little bit more. And pausing at the end to take a breath and just notice how you feel. And asking yourself a question: what does it feel like in your body to live from your heart? What does it feel like in your body to live from your heart? Finding a physical sensation and naming that. You can just name it out loud to yourself, or it can feel good to write it in the chat. Joyful. For me, I feel like lit up from the inside out when I live from my heart. Grounded, relief, vibrant, no fear, centered, warm, fizzy, engaged, bubbly. So this next song is a free dance, and it's an opportunity to dance that feeling, to let that feeling move your body and take you anywhere that it wants you to go. So again, letting our heart lead and centering on this sensation, what it feels like to live from your heart.
Yellow diamonds in the
moving anywhere around the space that feels right. Finding that sensation and filling it, filling your whole body, letting your heart beat and pump your sensation of what it feels like to live from your heart all over your body, all the way into your feet, the palms of your hands. Imagine your heart is the speaker and you can turn up the volume with your dance. Breathing. Leo is about self-expression, showing up as who you are and letting yourself be loved. So loving yourself even more through this dance. Coming back to that feeling, whatever it feels like in your body, to live from your heart. And increasing that frequency, increasing that resonance. Every part of your being shines the light. The light of your own self-love. Make it count. Your heart is a speaker. Turn up the volume and shine your light through your dance. Living from your heart. And savoring that sensation. Feeling all the other hearts that have opened during our time together today. In addition to yours, all of them beating, all of them loving. And whenever you're ready, you can come down onto the floor if that feels good, for some gentle stretching, nourishing yourself. You might come onto your back and bring your knees into your chest, or whatever feels right to you to cool down. And let yourself bask in the warmth you've created as you give yourself a hug. If you'd like, you can straighten your left leg down along the ground, pulling your right knee in towards the shoulder. Maybe lifting the right foot up towards the sky. You can give a loving massage to the back of the right leg. Circling the right foot in the air. going the other way. Taking the right knee in towards the chest, putting the left foot on the ground, bending the left knee up. You can cross the right ankle over the left knee. You can stay here if that feels good for your outer right hip, or you can thread the needle going through the center with the arm and pulling your leg up. And staying in your heart as you breathe. You might extend both legs for a moment, long on the ground, and take the right knee in towards the chest, giving it a hug. Maybe extending the left leg high, foot towards the ceiling or the sky, massaging the back of the leg, rotating the foot. Rotating the other way. Taking the right foot onto the floor, lifting that knee, crossing the left ankle over the right knee, and reaching through for an outer hip stretch. And if you'd like, bringing both knees in towards the chest one more time. You might lift the soles to the sky for a dead bug pose. Maybe taking the soles of the feet together and letting the knees fall out to the side with your legs on the ground. Or you can stretch your legs all the way out for a Shavasana, final resting pose. The option to take one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. And just letting yourself breathe and be with your heart for the next minute or so. There'll be no more talking, just listening and being with yourself.
Love is the medicine. Love is the medicine. Love is the medicine. Love is the medicine. Love is the medicine.
Breathing into whatever is here. And a final moment to just check in with your heart. Does your heart have a message for you? And if so, just taking that in. And whenever you're ready, you can come on up. And we wanted to offer some time to share. Sometimes sharing at the end of a movement embodied experience can help anchor what it is that you felt, what it is that you sensed or noticed. So if there's anything you'd like to say out loud or put into the chat, we can be together and witness each other.
I would love to share something.
Thank you.
Can you all hear me okay?
Yeah.
I feel really good.
Mhm.
I'm in a foreign country. I'm in Norway visiting, and I'm opening up to dating and romance. And it's been like 8 years because I've been in a relationship for 8 years. And I'm like an abuse survivor, and I have some armor around my heart. And I feel like behind that armor is some dreams and desires. And a lot of them were a lot of my dreams, like to become a mother, and what that would mean kind of like for my lineage with my history, were kind of shining through in that moment, just thinking about what it would be like to dance with children someday. So thank you so much. I feel really good. I feel really in touch with my heart. Yeah.
Thank you for that share, Anna, and that weaving. I feel like that infinity loop, that Mobius strip of like the past, this present moment, and sensing into the future and dancing and weaving the heart's knowing in all the different directions, and also the courage to keep loving. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. I really note a resonance with how we get to dance and connect with our hearts. Often we come into contact with things that are always with us, that are always there, that can often get like drowned out by other noise. So that's what I hear is in your share is like the sun peeking out from behind the clouds.
Mm.
I can share something. I'm Shelley, and I'm going to be 60 in October, and starting in January, I left my job as a hospice chaplain and was suffering another bout of deep depression and have had healing from all sides. But the most embodied healing is somatic movement and dance. When I was little, I wanted to sing and dance. And somehow I lost that and I became the moon around everyone else's sun. And I'm okay being a moon because I love the moon, but I love that my heart is the sun. And if I follow my heart and not my head with the shoulds and listen to my body when I dance, I think I'll feel more alignment like I do now. Not just after I dance, but perhaps dancing through the days. So thank you so much.
Mm. 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 Mm.
I love that phrase, dancing through the days.
Mm.
And where I find resonance with your share is the reminder that once we started dancing and I started touching in with my heart, it was like, oh my gosh, there's just so much untapped joy there. Like, why, like, why am I not having this much fun all the time if it's this
Mm.
simple, you know?
Mm. Mm.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you so much, Shelley. I love the honoring of the multiple aspects of ourselves, and also in that embodied astrology part two of the moon and the sun, and that moon quality to reflect light and mirror back to others, but then also to know the part of ourselves that has that light shining from our hearts. And so thank you for so poetically naming that. And it seems like there's like making space for all the parts. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. And finding them beautiful
yeah.
in the imperfection.
Yeah. Mm. In the cycles.
Yes. I tend to be a cycle person.
Just like nature, you're in good company.
Exactly. It was very serendipitous that I read the email today and got on right in time. And I've always thought about the full moon, but now I'm going to think about the new moon a lot more.
Thank you. Oh, such beautiful shares in the chat too. Wow.
Oh,
Hi. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
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 Hi.
First of all, thank you. Thank you so much for offering this. And I would like to share that when you said, get in touch with the heart, the back of your heart. Yes, I've had for a while, like a knot in my, in my back, just underneath the left. How do you say that in English? Omoplate. How do you call this?
Shoulder.
Your
Shoulder.
shoulder blade.
Yeah,
The shoulder
shoulder blade.
That one. That one. The shoulder blade. So I got in touch with my knot behind at the back of my heart. Yes, and I danced with it, and the tears end up like it's not that painful, but it was a kind of pain. It was not the muscle. It was a different thing. So yeah, and I could feel how it goes down, on my left side of my back. So I was like, oh, there's something here. There's something here. Okay, so I danced with it and yeah, jumped a lot. I felt like jumping and dancing more, like warming it up to bring some heat to it. Like I felt like I wanted to melt it, to melt the knot. Yeah, like I don't know what that, I still need to process. I don't know what that means, or I just felt that part. So it was interesting because I was joyous at the first time, but also the pain was there and I was in tears. Yes, but I was like, oh, I'm feeling it, the back of my heart. Thank you. Yeah, so beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that share and also articulating this experience. It's very common where it's, we can go into our bodies and feel the joy, but then of course there's a lot here, but then you also just gave such like a beautiful map and reflection back to others too, to immerse, to meet it, to experience it, to dance with it. And I also kept, as I was listening to you, I was feeling like the Leo lion, like just the bravery to meet what arises, and it will process in its timing, but also just the courage of the heart to meet ourselves in the experience we're having. I was really inspired by your share. Thank you.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. And that's, yeah, the map that Rochelle said you just gave, it's so real and it's so true. I feel like you just articulated self-love and self-healing, being able to like melt the ice through generating warmth and finding those obstacles that do exist in our bodies or our beings, and being able to dance with those and be in conversation with whatever that is, and to potentially shift through that. So thank you.
Hi. I'm Bianca. I'm in Wichita, Kansas, and I'm so
Hi, Bianca.
I'm so delighted to again. I am I'm in a container with you, Rochelle, that is like gathering our wholeness, doing this whole like 9-month thing, and I don't know the word for it, but the veil is really thin, and I have been carrying grief that I really couldn't probably contain very well or process safely for a really long time. But dancing today, I'm a Leo sun, so dancing today in this kind of Leo opening is giving me a playful way to interact with that grief that I have been so afraid of. I've been so scared of it. I'm just noticing, and it has to do with like being responsible for my children. You can't really do deep work when you're the only one responsible for anticipating someone else's needs. But now knowing that my younger self just wanted to dance all the time, it's all becoming really clear to me that it can be playful and it can be powerful, and all these kind of undertone little whispers that I've had all along are becoming louder, and now I can feel them like in my body. My kids are bigger now, so I love being among sisters and women. It's another way that I can approach my grief in a way that feels like I won't drown. So I love dancing with all of you, but it's really special to be here 8 years later and just remember how this is medicine for the collective, but it's really a medicine for my body and my process right now. It's really, I'm so grateful.
Oh, thank you for being here with us. I'm really touched by your willingness to be available to yourself, even when it's challenging and hard, and there's a lot of needs that you're responsible for outside of yourself. And it takes a lot. I really am touched by your willingness to be available to yourself in that environment of your life, but also in this environment of the grief that you're tending to. And to be willing to be present with that is a gift to us. So thank you.
I really believe that the grief is collective. I don't really think it's just me. And I don't really know that we can get to the other side of whatever this new birth of all the things you know about Virginia that I appreciate about your brilliance. I don't think we can get there without grieving. So I'm so glad that I can find a way to embody it and play. And I love that Qoya is still here for me.
Oh, Bianca, it's so moving to see you and to hear you and to feel you. And that's the thing I really want to reflect back, is that telling the truth, that being vulnerable, and how much my own heart opened to that place of our interconnection, and honoring really the journey of your heart and the journey of all of our hearts. It's wild times. And I loved what you said too about being able to come back together and to be together and to feel like this sense of shared awareness and the sense of shared heart, that different timelines, different Zoom boxes, different circumstances, but still committing and recommitting to that journey of the heart. And I hear that in you, and I hear that there's so many different ways to do it. And one has been tending those kids, and now also including the tending of the inner one. And happy Leo season, Leo sun birthday to you too. Yeah. Yeah.
I also would like to share. Can you hear me? Yeah, so for me, I love embodiment. It's such a medicine to just feel your body in a different way. And when we don't have the words, and words sometimes also difficult, and you don't want to talk about everything all the time, even if I like to talk as well. But for me, it was very special this times, because I'm actually in so much pain. Since month, actually, like really psychosomatic. A lot of things I'm moving through, which was so old, which I needed to feel, and I did a lot of processes, really beautiful one, and my body was just like, I overgived a lot. It's like the left side, the heart. And when you shared about the back of your heart, I don't remember your name, you shared before, Bianca. It's literally like, I'm massaging as well. So many of my clients have this same area, this knot behind the heart, and then the arms are the extension. And I feel like now I'm really forced to surrender so deeply. Normally I'm very expressive, I love to dance, and now it's just like, okay, very listen truly, and like the little like slight movements are so beautiful as well. And if I do too much, it's such a excruciating pain, like going into my arms. It's like, okay, breathe, and I can't go with that music now. And just this is so much reflection and medicine for me as well, to like not do what the others are doing, like listening to what you need, and be okay with that. Be okay being perceived in, I maybe not being this beautiful performance, what I like to do. Like the masks are falling. I think this is so pivotal, and like has so much to do with the heart as well, to show your heart in all the layers and ways. And yeah, it's like so beautiful how many women showed up, and how beautiful it was to see you dancing and expressing. And like we are all having so much grief in our bones stored, like older than we even can imagine. So it's like, it's big. And I think the the body is the wisest teacher, and if we learn to listen, that is the North Star in itself. And so yeah, thank you for that. And I'm really yeah, I'm touched by so many beautiful shares, and yeah, keep doing, keep shining, keep crying, and thank you.
Another amazing line, keep doing, keep shining, keep crying. And that was just such medicine for me to hear you sharing about tending to yourself with such elegance and acuity in exactly the way that you need right now, and kind of maybe removing from a past iteration of yourself so that you can be so present and be with yourself exactly as you need right now. I really needed to hear that, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. And when I was like practicing for this class yesterday, I'm 4 months postpartum, so I haven't been moving like enough for myself in this last year. But I was like practicing, and I was like, oh, my shoulder just went out. So it's just such a reminder of like not to rely on who we've been before when it comes to moving with ourselves, but it's always this invitation to just whatever is called for in this exact moment. So I really appreciate you articulating that. And my shoulder feels better. I moved through it.
Yes, I also really appreciate that presencing of the power and the embodiment and the wisdom that you carry from the work that you do, that you can see in supporting others, and then also apply that to supporting yourself, and the invitation in your share for all of us, like Virginia said, also to really meet ourselves where we are. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Let's have one more share. I see a hand raised, so I'm going to add you in. Hi.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I just want to thank you, first off, Virginia and Rochelle, for putting this together. This was so beautiful, so needed, like medicine to our bodies and hearts. Virginia, I saw you moving, and I know that you're postpartum. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at her go, because I was moving too, and I was like, oh, my hip. I'm like looking at you, and I'm like, you gotta keep going, girl. She's 4 months. Like, let's keep going. And I'm a former dancer, and interesting that you said, Virginia, about like not letting our minds limit our body, because I have never been able to do like the full Indian legs all the way down, even as a dancer. And I always saw everybody do it. And it was always so frustrating. So I kind of cheated with the meditation and the song, the heart chakra one. You put it on Instagram a couple of days ago. Life changing for me when I listened to that. And I sat on my mat outside for almost 3 hours in like blazing sun, because I was taking in that Leo energy. And for the first time, I sat through with the pain that was locked up in my hips for so long. I didn't even realize how much emotions get stored there. And I just started sobbing. And for the first time, was able to get my knees down to the mat, just listening to that chakra song. So I kind of cheated a little bit with listening to that audio, but just even being in this space, like moving through the body, I realized like we do limit a lot of it. It's in the conscious mind. And a lot of today and yesterday, just preparing for the embodiment, I'm realizing, as Anna shared something similar that I experienced for a long time. I had been in like almost 2 back-to-back abusive relationships, and I was stuck in survival mode for so long that I lost the essence of who I was. I'm like elements of Leo and Aries and Pisces with Libra. So it's like fire and water, and then try to constantly find the balance. I'm like, oh my gosh. Sometimes I feel like my head's on fire and I need to put like my head in water. So much energy. But the walls have also been coming down and coming back to that innocence, that inner child. So I love Leo season, and I just love everything that you guys do on this space. I see Emily King here. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you for everything that you guys offer to us in this space.
Thank you for sharing. I love all these shares that people are giving of just the experiences that they've had with their own bodies. Like I feel like we don't talk about that very much. So I'm just getting a lot out of that. And I'm being reminded of times in my own life where I've had like a hip release from just being present with where the pain and where the tension is and the tears that come forth. And there was one example I remembered where after that moment, I was like driving into work. This was years ago after I had an amazing hip release, and I felt like I was on a different planet. Like I remember the sun glinting off the mountains, and I was like, wow, that stuck energy broke through, and now I can see at like a
Mm.
higher level and be at a different level of just who I really am. So I really appreciate that memory and that reminder and all the examples that people are offering to how we do heal ourselves and love ourselves through simply being present with our bodies and following our heart.
Mm. Thank you. I was moved by that too. And also the normalization of it and making it common, just that when we engage in our bodies, that there's these infinite opportunities for healing and presence. And it's something that as we become awake to, we can create space and I remember having this memory of driving my son to school and just feeling something come up, and I was really feeling it as a physical sensation in my body. And I just kind of pulled over and like took a few moments to just really listen and be with, and was able to move through and really receive something that I could be present. And so I think there's also this intelligence of perhaps when things emerge, that's a good time to meet them if you can create a container around it. And if not, you can signal to the body, I hear you, and we'll make time later. But just to continue to be in that relationship building of deepening our connection with listening to the body. Amazing. Thank you. Wow, Virginia.
Yay! I'm so happy we did this.
Me too.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you to everyone that's here. If you want more, if you want to go deeper and have like tools to reference, we are putting the Embodied Astrology course on sale, I think for the next like 10 days or something like that. You'll see in the email the details, but that's there for you. And Rochelle also does one-on-one sessions, which are incredible. Rochelle, do you want to tell us about this?
Yeah, for the movement sequence that I love teaching called Qoya Inspired Movement, I mapped it with the astrology chart. And so it's going through your chart, but creating like a hour or so practice based on embodying. For example, when we do intention setting, like today, we'll match that with your Mercury. When we do circling, we'll match that with your moon, your heart with the sun, and so on. So really an opportunity to dance and embody your chart. Yeah, it's really fun.
So amazing. Yeah, so you get your own personalized movement ritual that's tailored to your chart. That's incredible. I can't wait I really want to do that with you, actually. Um, yeah. So again, thank you all so much. Thank you for moving. Thank you for opening your heart. Thank you for being together. Thank you for your sweet and intimate shares. I feel happier and more full in my soul than I have in a long time. So I really, really appreciate it. And thank you to Rochelle for collaborating with me.
Thank you, Virginia. I'm always so inspired by your approach to astrology. And I love this embodied astrology inquiry that we started a long time ago. And I love that it continues to be supportive and relevant for ourselves and for the people who are called to it. So,
Yay.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Kisses and hugs to all. Be well until we meet again. Bye for
Living from your
now.
heart. Woo!
Yeah, go live from your heart. Dance through your days. Love that quote. All right, bye.
Bye.